How are you doing? I hope you're having a great start to the week. And let's just go ahead and jump right into this. You saw the video thumbnail, you saw the title, and you're probably like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Let me go ahead and tell you what I'm talking about. Oden isn't Oden if it's boiled. If it's not boiled, sorry, it's definitely Oden if it's boiled. But with the rise of the price of the O1 leader, it made me remember how much I loved playing this deck. And I was actually searching around on the One Piece Top Decks website, which I have a link to this list down in the description below. That's where I found this list. And I found an O1 topping Oden list from OP13 in Japan. Now, that's absolutely crazy, so I had to take a look at it for myself. I had to test it out. I wanted to see what it was about, and I only played a couple games of this, but it was a lot of fun, and I'll show you those games. We actually, never mind. I won't spoil anything. I will keep it all a mystery. But let's just go ahead and talk about this stuff, because you might have never even seen some of these cards or read any of them, because a lot of them aren't really that good, and this leader's not really that good. But this was one of my favorite decks back in '01. You played all of these Wano cards and tried to get max advantage off of Denjiro and Raizo and your Nekomamushi's resting things, your Kinemon double summoning and making something else attack. Like, it was so much fun and it was so cool. And this deck has evolved so much. This is not really much of an Oden or Wano deck anymore, but you have the pieces there that make it still Oden. So this is a 5 life, 5k leader. It's green, Oden, Wano, and Kazuki family typing. Activate main. Once per turn, you may trash one Wano country type card from your hand and set 2 Dawn as active. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that's kind of ass. It really is kind of ass. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's anything better than what you just read. But this is really fun, and like I said, with the rise of the price of the leader card, also, if you haven't checked out my market watch from the other day, make sure to go check it out. I'll have a link to that in the description below. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to hit it with a like. You know, the likes help me keep going. It makes me know that you guys are watching this content and you are resonating with it in a way that I should continue to make more of it. And I guess even if you don't, I'm still going to do it. So, but it does help me out a lot, and it helps show this to other people like yourself that want to see this content, and helps me get a little bit better exposure. So I thank you for watching this, and I thank you for hitting that like button, and also subscribe if you're not already. We have a horrible subscribe rate on this channel, and it would really help me out. So back to this anyway. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. We're going to play a bunch of Wano cards, and we're going to play a bunch of cards that we can get extra advantage off of and try to capitalize on our Denjiro the most that we can. And we'll get to Denjiro in a second. So we have Kazuki Momonosuke. If you don't know what it does, it's a 1-drop searcher. You can rest 1, and you can look at the top 5 cards to add a Wano country card to your hand. Then we have Otama, which is a 1-drop searcher, but also a 2k. And it also looks at the top 5 cards to add a Wano country type card, or sorry, Land of Wano type card, but same thing. Momo is a rester, though, kind of like Bonnie, whereas Otama is more of a Nami, so that it's just on play. This you can do once per turn. And then we have Perona as well to search for slash type characters, because there are quite a few in this deck that we could search for. So it's very convenient to have this. And also having these other having multiple small searchers, specifically 8 copies of a 1-drop that doesn't get rested, is very important for another card that we're playing that we'll talk about here in just a minute. We are on 1 copy of the Kinemon Legs. This card does something if you play the other Kinemon, but we're not playing it. So this is just a searchable slash 2-drop 2k. You can put it on the field for this event card that if we ever need it. And it's also a searchable 2k through both of our searchers, all 3 of our searchers actually. So just another nice addition. We are also on 4 copies of Koshiro, because you have to play Koshiro in a green deck right now. There's just Emu running around. This helps prevent your Denjiro getting destroyed. And when this is the whole gameplay of the deck, we got to protect the boy. So you're on 4 copies of Koshiro, searchable through the Perona. Izo, 3-drop 2k, searchable from both your Otama and Momo, and also rest a 4 or less on play, so perfect to get around those Warcuries, those pesky blockers. Very, very strong card back in the day, and still such a strong card now. And then next we're on 4 copies of the EB01 Hiyori. So this is a 4-drop, 0 power, 1000 counter. Activate main, you can place this card into your trash. Place up to 1 5 cost or less Land of Wano type character other than Hiyori from your hand into play, then draw 1 card. So you play this on your second turn to go into Denjiro immediately on your forward on turn, and you draw a card. Really, really strong card. I really, really like this card a lot. It really helps this deck a lot, and there's tons of other cards you can play off of this, but for this list and what we're doing, Denjiro is our best option. We can play the Kawamatsu off of it as well, but I mean, that's really our best option, is the Denjiro. You can play the Izo, I guess, or the Otama, or the Momo if you really want to, but we're going for the Denjiro. You can even play some legs off of it. So I think that's really funny. But next we're on 2 copies of Arlong. This is just a stun, a leader attack the next turn. So really good into the Zoro matchup, and just make them not be able to swing for an extra turn can really put the game into your favor. Next, I've talked about this man since the beginning of the video. This is Denjiro, 5 cost, 7k, no counter. Dawn ×1 when attacking if your leader is Kazuki Oden. Set up to 2 of your Dawn cards as active. So we just get to swing with this card every single turn and get 2 extra Dawn. You know, this sounds kind of like something that you would play in Red Green Smoker. This deck honestly feels like a worse version of Red Green Smoker, but it's a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun playing this. So like I said, our main goal is to get this on the field. It's not once per turn, so if you have 2, you can restand multiple Dawn multiple times. Really fun, really cool. Kawamatsu, another searchable 2k through all of our searchers. Next, we are on 2 copies of the Jewelry Bonnie blocker, because there are often times where we have a lot of Dawn rested, so we can play this to get a blocker on the field and also get a filter out. Not searchable by any means, but just another solid option. Next, we're on 1 copy of Nekomamushi. Again, another searchable 2k through all of these. Very interesting deck building, but I guess I see why they did it. It's to have an option to play off a Hiyori if you need it, and also to have another just big vanilla body if you need it. I guess. I don't really understand too much. Let me know if you know down in the comments below, but I think it's just to have different options when you need it. Next, we're on 2 copies of the new film, Bounce Law. This one is really broken, especially in this deck. You can play into your Denjiro. You can play into your Arlong. Really strong. You can even play into Hiyori to go into Denjiro, which sounds really broken to me. I really like that. And bouncing back your searchers is also really good. You can even play an Izo, rest something, play Law, bounce the Izo back, play something like the Hiyori, trash it, draw a card into Denjiro. Really good, really fun play right there. Next, we are on 4 copies of Hody Jones. Not searchable, but you only need 1 most of the time. And with the restand of the Dawn, like, you go 7 for this play, and then you attack with Denjiro, so that's 8. You get 2 back. That puts you back up to 4 Dawn left, and then you can go Oden effect, trash something. You're back up to 6 Dawn. So going for game can be pretty easy with this deck when you have cards like Hody and Denjiro on the field. Next, we're on 2 Mihawk, searchable through our Perona, as well as the Law. I don't know if I mentioned that, searchable through Perona, but Mihawk, very good piece of this deck. If I were to rebuild this deck or fix it up at all, I would probably add more Mihawk, because I really liked going Mihawk, attack with Denjiro, play something else like another Denjiro. That would be a really solid play, and something I would recommend. I'd probably bump this up. Next, we're on 2 Law and Beppo. This is good into just specific decks like the Ace. If you can manage to lock down 2 of their big guys, this is really good. And then also into Emu, you can lock down some of their blockers, and it's pretty good. So this card's starting to pop up in a lot of green lists lately, and especially when you have cards that rest other cards like our Izo. Well, I guess Izu rests it on your, you can't play Law and Beppo at the same turn. I don't know. It's just a good card, and it's starting to pop up more. It's not searchable in here, but actually it is. It's slash type. You can add it off Perona. Who knew? Anyway, good card. Next, we're on 1 of the 0 cost event, and then we are on 4. You can be my Samurai. So this is the event card I was talking about that pairs well with these searchers. Just being able to rest 1 Dawn and then rest 2 characters to draw 2 is really strong. We're getting so much extra value out of our searchers. It's insane. And then they become a target. They become pseudo blockers because your opponent wants to attack into them. So you cannot be my Samurai again. And I'm sorry, you cannot be my Samurai again. But that's it for the deck list. I really like this. I thought it was a lot of fun when I played it, and I wanted to share it with you. So let's go ahead and jump into these games, and I'll tell you a little bit about what happened. All right, y'all. So this is going to be our first game against Zoro. I've got this in 2x speed, so if you need to slow it down, feel free to, but it just helps the game go a little bit quicker. He chose to go second, so I'm going to start off with this Momo pass. He has double Hiyori, which is so bad for us. This is going to get him so much advantage, but nonetheless, we're Oden. We're gonna boil him alive, and we're gonna get this money. So we're gonna search with that Oden, or the Momo, and we're gonna add Samurai. And sorry, actually, I think we added the Izo, not the Samurai. No, we added the Samurai. I'm wrong. I'm yapping. I'm gonna attack him for 7, and he takes it. No big deal. But like I said, these Hioris are gonna get him massive advantage, especially when he takes out my Momo, and now my advantage is gone. So I was really hoping to find a Denjiro off of that Momo search, but you know, he can't win all of them. He finds a Kuina and a Zoro, so not too bad. But I do start with the Otama right into the Denjiro. Super solid there. So we can then play Hiyori to play out our Denjiro for essentially one less Dawn, and then also draw a card off of it. So really good, but I decide to restand and rest both of them to get an extra draw. Then I play the Denjiro. So good. Just being able to pitch these cards that you don't need and play other cards. Like, I just got so much extra value that turn. It was kind of insane. Attack into his Hiyori, call it a day. You know, I got my big body on here, and it's kind of shitty. I didn't really play around Tashigi, and here I'm going to get punished for it because I really should have played around it. But I do have the 2K, and now he's forced to just attack into my face, so I'm going to take it. It's no big deal, but I really did play right into that. Not much I could have done about it, really, if I had a Koshiro maybe, but I just didn't have any way to play around it. And also, him playing 3 bodies in one turn is absolutely insane. I do find that Otama to find another Samurai to rest and draw 2 cards. Unfortunately, 2 bricks, but I'm going to play this Arlong and stop his leader attack. I don't want him swinging with his leader again next turn. He's already got 3 bodies on the turn. I don't need 5 swings coming at my face and my board. So I'm then going to hit him for 8. He takes it, get my 2 Dawn back from Denjiro, and then swing 7, and he takes it again. So this tells me, like, either he's just hyper aggressively taking his life for no reason, or he has no counter in hand and he is bricked. So him also searching like this also tells me that he's bricked. I mean, I know you would do it every turn regardless, but man, like, I feel like he just does not have the counter he wants to have in his hand. Also, haven't seen this in this list, in any Zoro list before, but the restand law to restand that Zoro is actually pretty spicy. I think that's actually hilarious. He swings it to semi board, clears it, no big deal. I'm cool with it. He ends up passing with a Koshiro on board, which kind of sucks. I want to go after his board and try to get some of this out of here, but I'm realizing to myself, like, he was countering so much. Like, I don't think I have to go after this after his board. I think I need to go at his face. Maybe let's clear this Mihawk out the way, and then we can see what we do from here. Let's have the Mihawk. So I'm gonna play my own Mihawk. I'm gonna get some Dawn back. Feels really good. Then I'm going to attach with this Denjiro. Get two more Dawn back. He gives me the Koshiro. Sorry, there's so many Eros around here that it's getting confusing. Now I'm deciding, like, oh, do I play the second Denjiro? Because the next turn, that would be, like, so much extra free Dawn. Or do I play this Bonnie? I was really stumped on what I do here, because if I play the Bonnie, like, if he has DMG, it doesn't really matter. He just rests both my blockers. So what do I do here? I restand 2 with my leader effect because I don't have anything I want to rest with the event there, so no reason to hold it in hand. I do play this other Denjiro. I wanted to keep the Bonnie because I wanted a little bit more counter in my hand. You know, now I have 3k counter versus only ending up with 2k counter, so I feel like he's just going to try and go after my board here. I already have 3 life. If he can clear my board, then I'm in the losing position, but if I can keep my board, then I'm in the winning position. It's just kind of hard when he's got 5 swings coming at it. So I let him have the Denjiro. I'm not worried about it. You can take it. I'm going to keep the rest of my board. I'm going to give you a 2k for that 6k swing. And then I'm going to see what else he does. And my thought was, oh, okay, so he's just going to swing at my face twice. And, you know, this is where my casual player comes into play. You know, he did that restand event and has not attacked into a character with his leader. So I block with the Mihawk, and then he's allowed to swing into it again. So I mean, whatever. I really thought that was me throwing there, but I end up thinking, like, I have to go for game here. There's not too much else I can do. I just need to find another Land of Wano card so I can get some extra Dawn back and see if he has any counter. Let's test it. So I go 9 at his face, restand 2 with the Denjiro. I'm going to go 8 at his face, and that's going to require him to give me some good cards. He gave me 3 cards. This is very likely that I have this, and he has 2k counter. Wow. Really, really did not expect that. I really thought that was going to be the end of it there. For me, not for him. Somebody call an ambulance, but not for me. It ended up being the end of it for him. So that was a lot of fun. That was really cool. Like I said, there were some cool plays in there. I really do think I threw there with that Mihawk at the end, because that would have given me another 8k attack, and I 100% had the deal sealed if I'd kept that Mihawk. So just need to Remember not to block against Zoro like that. He's gonna get to attack it again. So let's go ahead and jump into this next game, and that is going to be against Emu. Alrighty, I got to choose to go first or second in this game, and I'm going to go second. I want the extra Dawn. Of course I do. I'm Oden. I always want the extra Dawn. I want all the extra Dawn I can have. So I'm going to start off with double search here. I'm going to grab that Dinjiro, and then I'm thinking about what else I want to grab, and the only option is this Arlong, actually. I almost whiffed. None of those other bodies were searchers, so I have to take the Arlong there. He starts off with the pitch Saturn to draw, and then swing 7 at me. I take it. I play Hiyori into Dinjiro, thinking about if I want to restand anything to try to get this Samurai off, and I do. I'm gonna dish this 2k to try and draw into more, and it was alright. I attack him for 6. He gives me a 2k, kind of what I expected. You know, Emu's a really stally deck. They definitely want to waste as much time as possible so that then at the end of the game they can poke you as many times as possible and in one turn. But not much we can do about it. We just got to keep going and try and pressure as much as we can. So that's what I'm going to try and do this game. And unfortunately, he sees right through my strategy. He knows I'm going to be playing these little bodies and rest them with my event cards. So he's going to try and take them out. I'm going to start with another Perona Searcher, and unlucky for him, I have another Samurai, so I get to rest both my Peronas and draw 2 again. But unlucky for me, I only have 2k counter in my hand, plus the 0 cost event. Like, I'm not, like, I'm kind of scared of how little counter I have in my hand. So I'm going to go poking at him for 5 because I know he has 1 up for the counter event. So I'm going to try to make him give me more than that counter event. So he gives me a 2k here, which is really nice. Then I'm going to get to swing 9. That means he has to give me the counter event plus 1, and that's the good counter event too, the 4k. Then I'm going to lock him down with the Arlong, so he cannot swing at me again next turn. So he has to attack me with the Saturn, and this is where I threw. I should have played that Koshiro. I even hovered over it. I was like, fuck, man, I should have played this Koshiro. I knew I was playing right into Mars. I played into Mars the turn before, actually, and well, never punished. I drew another Dinjiro, so it feels good to be good, man. I'm going to try and take out his Saturn. I don't want another body attacking me. He gives it to me. He's just going to let me have it. I'm chilling off that, bro. Like, I will take that all day. Now I'm trying to think of how I go about this, because I want this Dinjiro on field. So I'm going to bounce my Perona into the Dinjiro, and then I'm going to swing 6. He gives me a counter event, which I will take all day long. Then I'm going to pair it with the Koshiro. Now I am insulated from Mars. He has to double Mars, and I guess he technically could on this turn, but not today. He does have 1 though. He does have 1 to pop my Koshiro, which feels bad, but now he can't really attack into my Dinjiro. He has to try and go after my Arlong, so I'm just gonna give him the 1k. He's not gonna have this. He can trash that Saturn, get a draw. I'm at all 10 Dawn now, and I'm trying to think of the best play and the best plan of action here. So I just start off with a search. You can't go wrong with the search. And I really do think that it's going to be this Mihawk. I'm going to get so much extra advantage and value off of the Dawn that this card provides me. Just get to restand 4 of it, and then I'm going to get to restand 2 more after attacking for 8. So I'm asking for the good counter event here. He gives it to me. I knew he had it earlier. He just didn't give it to me earlier. So now he's down to 3 cards in hand, which I think this is like a really bad spot for him. He has double blocker, sure, but he's like so low on cards and only has 2 life, and I'm hitting him so many times here. He has no more counter events. He has to give me 2 cards every single time I attack now, or this blocker. And I'm fine with him giving me the blockers, because then that's less swings next turn when he goes for this Elder's play. And I don't even think he had one. He had to search for it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he got one earlier, but I think he had to search for it there. And he finally found one. He found a second one off the second Saturn search, but now he's only left with 2 attacks. One of them being this new Venus Juro, and like, I have this 8k blocker on the field, man. Like, what are you going to do to that? You're going to swing 7 into my 5 when I have the 8k blocker. I'm just going to free block, and then he's going to try and swing into it again, but I just give him a 2k. And he literally saw me search that 2k, so it's fine. I'm chilling off of that. And now I'm wondering what I do here, because I'm thinking about this Law and Beppo. I'm like, he has 1 rested. I could technically play this, lock down his Warcury and his Venus, but then that doesn't do much for me when I could instead get rid of his Dawn and his blocker and swing at him a whole bunch with this Hody. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and push for lethal here. Like, he does not have that many cards in hand, and mathematically, like, this kills him 100% mathematically. I just have to ask for the right number of cards, and here's 9. He has to give me 3 here. He gives me the blocker, and then I'm going to restand Dawn. I'm going to ask for 8 again. He has to give me 2 cards here at least, and unless he's just the GOAT and he has double 2K here, which I know he doesn't because he has that other Elders he searched, I won. And that was a super good game. I feel like that was really showing off what this deck can do and how much fun it is to play at times. That Denjiro is really, really good. Again, if I didn't bait myself into that Mars and I played the Koshiro, I think I would have been in a lot better position and maybe even won a little earlier than that. But it's a lot of fun. We have one more game, and this is going to be a little bit more fringe. This is going to be against the OP12 Rosinante leader, which I thought was super cool, so that's why I jumped into this game. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, starting things off strong. He did not win the die roll. I won. I got to choose second, so he starts off with the Law Searcher, finds the OP10 Law, and then I start with double Perona, and I get that Mihawk and that Denjiro. I'm feeling good. Then he plays a Black Maria, and I'm like, oh shit, he's going to be going back on Dawn a lot if he's playing that already. I followed up with a Momo to search that Hiyori, which is really good. Really what I want to see early. Swing at him for 6, but he counters, so he's trying to preserve his life. I followed up with the Samurai, get that 2-draw, really, really solid. Then he's going to play the Rosinante. I love the alt-art version of this card. If you haven't seen it, it's one that... it's just beautiful, and it's only like $3 or $4, man. Like super, super nice card. He then follows that up with the 4-cost Law. I believe using his leader effect. No, he didn't use his leader effect. He just used the effect of the Law and double trashes cards out of my hand. Then clears my board. So now my Samurai is completely offline, and I'm like, fuck, man. What do I do here? Do I clear this Maria? I don't really know how much he's going to be going back on Dawn. I'm going to just start going for face. So I go for face. He finds a room trigger, which is just draw a card. No big deal. Then I play the Hiyori into the Denjiro, get my draw, ready to get some extra Dawn rolling next turn. He's going to play Law, which can search Heart Pirates and search Laws. He finds another one of those ST10 Laws. And that's scary for me because I have enough cards for him to rip again. And I thought he was going to play it again, which would have been hilarious. But he had the Heal Law. And he's actually going to stack the OP12 big buff Law. I don't know what else to call these guys. There's a whole bunch of different laws. That's all you're playing in this deck. So getting to heal and know what your life is, like, that makes this next turn really simple for him because I'm going to attack him and he's just going to take it knowing what it is. Like, there's no reason for him to not take this life because he knows what it is. He put it there. He's going to play the card regardless. Like, but instead he blocks and uses his leader effect where he takes the life instead of letting the Law die, which I was like, fuck, man, that's kind of shitty. I wish he did not do that. So then I'm going to swing 7 at him, try and get some extra cards out of his hand because he's been pretty defensive this game, but now he's down to only 3 cards in hand, which for me feels really good. I search, grab me a 2K, play a Koshiro just in case he has any weird KO stuff. I'm feeling good. Double blockered up. I have my Denjiro on the board. I just have to protect him. And I have 3 2Ks in hand, so I'm feeling decent about that. Especially with double blocker on the field. But he does have that very large body. And then he pairs it up with, again, like I said, this buff Law that he got and that he put on his life and then pulled out. So now all of his guys are buffed by 1K. And that's a buff for a whole turn. So that kind of sucks. He's going to swing 10 into my body. And I don't want to give him double 2K. I just give him the Koshiro. Then he's going to swing 7 at 7, and I could give him a 2K, but I'm just going to free block. He's not going to swing at it again. So now I'm chilling. I've got a couple options in my hand, but this is actually going to be a really fun play. So I'm going to rest his blocker with the Ezo. Then I'm going to play Law to pick up my Ezo, play Arlong. I wish I had a better pitch. I just pitched that same Ezo. Now his leader can't attack next turn, and I established another 6K body that can be a blocker. Then I get to swing with my Denjiro, restand 2 Dawn. And if I wanted to, I could even pitch to restand with my leader. But he counters out of that 8K swing with a counter event and a 1K. And then I swing at him again for 7. He takes it. And this is where things start to look scary for me because I'm only sitting on 2Ks in hand. I don't have any more plays after this. And I really need to defend my Denjiro and my board. But it's either block with this Mihawk, give him a 2K, or I give him 2 2Ks here. And he's got another swing coming. I know his leader can't attack, so I'm banking on him doing this. And I thought he was going to go into the Denjiro, but he's going after the Mihawk now. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want that to die. So I give him 2 2Ks. I go down to 0 cards in hand. I feel fine about that. I honestly don't think it matters that much until he puts all 5 Dawn on his Law and swings into my Denjiro, or my Mihawk. Now I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of like, fuck. Well, he doesn't have very many cards in hand, and he doesn't have a blocker anymore. Let's just try and go for lethal. So I'm gonna hit for 7, see if he has cards, because if he were to stop that first 7k swing, then I just go for another 7, and he cannot stop that. Then I go for 9, and then I just put all the rest of it on my leader, and he cannot stop that either. So I had the game in the bag here, unless he has a magical crazy trigger. And I don't think this deck plays that many yellow cards. It really just plays a couple searchers and the heal law. So swinging 9 at him here, he's going to decide if he wants to try and counter or take it. It did take him a minute to think about it. So he just takes it. And again, like I said, I swing 9 here. He cannot stop 2 9s. So he's able to stop 1, but now he only has 1 card in hand. I go for another 9k swing, and that's going to be GG's. That was a fun game, but I did end up with 4 life here. I was playing, well, he was trying to starve me. He was going really aggressively after board because he does not want my Dingy Road to live, but I have to keep that guy around. That's my GOAT. Oden's my GOAT. We boiled these guys alive. Some really good games, some really good W's. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing what this deck could do. Let's jump back into the deck list and talk about it just one more time. All right, y'all, and those were the games. I had a lot of fun with this. Like I said, there's a lot of really fun plays. You can play this Law, bounce your Ezo, do something else. Like, there's just a lot that you can do. I think it's really fun. Are there better decks that do what this deck's trying to do? Yes. Multiple other decks that do this deck do exactly what this is trying to do way better. But it's not Oden. It's not Oden, so it's not the same. You know what I mean? It is just nostalgic to pull this leader back out and play with it again, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I'd like to actually try building this deck like a similar version of what I used to play back in 01. And if you were an Oden fan back in the day, let me know down in the comments below. And that's about all I have for you today. This was a lot of fun. Let me know what you think about this deck list. Let me know what you want to see on the next video, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.